he wasn't a happy camper, and you know, and the energy from a happy camper like me, you know, I can't hide it. It's just like, you know, yeah, fuck.
And let's talk about the monologue, which is one of the most beautiful monologues of the history of cinema. And you created yourself. What's the story behind it? That monologue.
Well,
it's like,
you know,
it's a train time.
This was.
You have here.
It's really.
Yours.
Yeah,
yeah.
Heineken.
It is.
Love it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
The
no,
monologue.
I think they're like, you know, the whole film is quite exotic and quite extreme, and it's almost opera, let's say, it's film opera. It's so sexy, and all these replicants that are slowly blown out of blown out of their battery life is very beautiful, and I, you know, while we talked, we didn't have a really good ending when we started shooting. There was a writer's strike in effect, and it was a studio film. You cannot rewrite any shit. You cannot rewrite. So we didn't have a good ending, and the big thing was the ending. The ending was a fight in a gym. That was the ending. That was basically it. And I think pretty much in the beginning, I said to Ridley, there were all kinds of tricks in the gym. Walking on the wall, something like that, or doing balls that will, it was a bit, you know, spooky because, and I said to Ridley, well, okay, why, I wonder if we can make it a chase rather than a fight. Because a fight is, you know, boom, 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 boom. Okay, not that interesting. I think the chase is much more interesting. So that was sort of sitting with Ridley while we were shooting.
And then how did you come up with the...
Well, the other idea was that I said to Ridley, when the batteries go, and this goes for life too, but that's, you know, this is film now, you know. When the batteries go, you don't have time to say what you really wanted.
Yeah.
You have very little time. And on the page, there were like, I think there were about 30 lines on the page. That's almost the whole page. Where Roy Batty goes, wall, blood, and I, you know, all my hair was standing up because too late, too much. And basically a warning, this is the last replicant. Well, okay, he's gonna go. So the whole idea was, let's do this quicker and surprise the audience. And it's true to battery life. Battery life and the whole end chase is a dance of life or death or whatever you want to call it. But it's, you can see that the energy is going. There's a point where you go, he yanks a nail through his hand just to get the last bit of energy. So when he goes, okay, so I cut all that. I cut all the whole monologue. And this is the last night, last night. So the next night we would have to shoot this. I cut all the damn thing. And I thought, if there's one way, I kept 2 lines, you know, you people who believe I've seen things, you people who believe see things because they're dark and ten is the case. The other line, that was poetic, it was out of space, it was something that nobody could have seen, okay, fine. So 1, 2, and then the third, I was looking for a line where, you know, could feel something about what, you know, what it was that was Roy. And so then I wrote that line at like 3 in the night. I went, yeah. Now we'll see if they like it, because if they say you got to do this, I would have been in very bad shape, because I cannot learn lines. I cannot learn them when I don't feel they belong there. You know, that's the hard part. Okay. So.
You arrive there with your text and you drop it, and the reactions.
Yeah, no, so, yeah, and then he said,
Like the tears.
let's do it. And that was, you know, he could do that, but he was in deep shit because the last day, and the producers were all over him. He was $8 million over budget, but I so, you know, loved him for doing it, because I was just doing what I thought, you know, would be interesting. And here's the funny thing. We shot for 25 hours that day, or that night. The light was coming up.
24 hours non, like.
Yeah, 25, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we started in the studio, I guess, and then we ended up on the roof, and we had to finish before the light was coming up. And at the 25th hour, we weren't done shooting. And I said, and I was doing this stuff, okay, la 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 la. And I said, I'm too tired. I think this is so fucked. You know, call me tomorrow or don't. I walked off the set. That's really stupid. You know, you don't do that on a studio film, but I did it. And here's the funny thing. There was a writer's strike, and there was an actor's strike that was going to start the next day. If the actor's strike was on, they couldn't shoot with me, or any actor. The actor's strike was not on the next day. They called me very happy, and they said, can you come one more night? And then, I think, Ridley realized what he had. We shot, this night we shot with a small crew in a tent with a hose and rain. You know, you know that ladders and guys with hose. And we shot the Mongo and you know, all that. And I think that's where, and then you go to work for the day, so you talk to the director. Rodrigues is amazing, because he's thinking about it. I say to them, can I do it with a bald head? They go, huh? And I go, yeah, I know, I heard you have a really good makeup guy here, and I'd like to do it with a bald cap if it's okay. They took half a day to work with the bald cap to see what it looked like, to see how hard it was to photograph, because you just have a bald, yeah, it's really hard to, you know, bald heads are really hard to photograph. It sounds funny, but they look like, you know, a billiard table or something. And so they had to put shadows on it. And the option was they they said, okay, yeah, we like it. And if they had said, no, you know, we don't do it, I'd say, of course, you know, you say, but that sort of thing. So anyway, for me, that was like, yeah, and then, you know, the whole shoot, Mickey Rourke was not there. He'd done his stuff 8 months before that, so his voice was there for me. The text was on the monitor, and we sort of knew we had a few places that I could go to, and we figured that out. And then I saw his performance, and I knew I could beat him. You know, I knew I could beat him, and he couldn't help it. And it's really, that's great fun, you know. You know, we would work on slicing. It was like, you know, it's the reverse of skinning some cat or something. But, you know, so the story of this guy, it's a 2 minute, this is 2 minutes, or this is all it is. But slicing this piece of material by, you know, you give him a little bit of this, and this is an ugly guy, and this is a really weird guy, and this is a scary guy who eats the soul out of homeless people, girls, whatever the fuck. And it's like, you know, I know Mickey couldn't have taken that anyway, because it was so weird, you know. And the character that he was playing, this, you know, so, and it was really fun to do it. And it was, yeah. And then it was really fun to be, you know, be part of that movie, to see how the kids ran with it. It was amazing. Yeah. You know, you've only seen it a few times, but it's really amazing that they just eat it. You know, it's like the cinema is like a rock concert or something. And I saw it on a matinee and went, yes. Yeah.
But you also work a lot with first-time filmmakers. And how do you pick those first attempts into film of the new talent?
Well, just, you know, I'm just saying, I look at the script and look at what they have, I listen to the ideas, I see what if they have short films, because, you know, that's what I love, is short films. This is, you know, your first footprint. It's like baby steps, and you can see what's there, and later you can see what was there yourself, and it's like there's such nice it's very pure start, where you can see where the film market starts and the filmmaker starts. So, and it's great to have that. And I've been fighting for, you know, the short films ever since they were like born, because I thought, you know, this needs to be seen. This needs to be seen because it's your passport in many ways, I think. If you think about a career, you have to show something. You cannot talk them through it, you know. You have to say, this is what I did. You don't have to tell them that you think it's bad now, but, you know, just give it to them and then see, you know, see if people bite on it. And make more of them, you know, make simple ones.
And
your talent is in there. It doesn't matter what the fuck you photograph.
we have a little
listen,
clip.
yeah, but you know, these people, I mean,
Yeah.
I wonder if there are not more films from, your questions are great, but I think there might be, you know,
Questions?
I have one.
Yeah, hang on, hang on.
Yes, sir.
I
Go
just
ahead.
want to say one thing, basically. You know, there in the whole misconception about, you know, what Hollywood really means. Basically, you know, it is so not what this bubble is. The big thing for filmmakers is that, you know, you have to stay close to yourself as you can. And you have to make, you know, as many films as you can, even if it's for no fucking shit money. The community of filmmakers is the future because...
Closer to the microphone.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, I just wanted to say, you know, if you want to start somewhere in a different country, there's a work permit that you need to get, you know, and in America it's the green card, and it's getting even harder now, as we all know, you know, Jesus Christ. Yeah, so, you know, and that's not little shit, you know, so I'm not, you know, I never think that you should stop anybody from what they think they should do, but I also would fight for, you know, be real about it, or as real as you can be. You know, you can dream, of course you can, you must, but you also have to give yourself a handle so that you can catch yourself. If nothing happens too long, you know, then you have to move, or something has to move, you know. But don't think that Hollywood's going to do it for you. It's so completely Disneyland. I cannot even explain it. Yeah. Okay, so that's that.
Now can we watch a little bit of the making
No.
of? Oh, sorry.
Yes.
It's okay. I mean, whatever
No, sorry.
It's a pretty short question. I was really touched by the fact that you mentioned Mobius. For me, he's a genius as well.
Yeah.
But has he actually inspired you? Have you met him? Did he inspire you to do any of the things that you've done, or does he inspire you? in any way?
No, I wasn't really. No, I wasn't. No, I just seen you know, I've seen some of his work basically, and I kind of went, yeah, that's nice. Maybe it's me.
Give us inspiration. What are your recent inspirations? Maybe that's the. What is it?
My inspirations.
Inspirations.
My inspirations.
So, yeah, what do you discover in films, and what are your most recent discoveries in how do you make a movie or how
Learning process. I think that's what he
Yeah.
means. Do you still do? Learn.
Yeah, it's, I guess, you know, the biggest discovery is in what you actually can handle, you know, where you feel there's always a limit to your talent, and, you know, so every time the challenge for every film is different, you know, in terms of story or in terms of what you have to conquer. And I guess, you know, my inspiration comes from when the audience picks up the film and goes, yes. That's where my inspiration comes from. And of course Brando was the biggest guy for me. and other directors, but also, let's see. One of the, hang on. Trying to think of his name. The guy, Frank Gehry was a big inspiration for me. But there's like, I meet a ton of people that inspire me, and that's not just people. And I think it's basically the joy of testing your talent against the material that you choose, and then see if you can, if what you think you can get out of it or do for it, if you can make that happen. And for the rest, every film is made by 100 people, and there's so much going on. So I don't know. It's such a favorite. I like stories that are about the loss of identity. I think is one. Blade Runner and Memento. Those two films were for me like such. They were in terms of the theme and about identity and losing identity, because I think a lot of our own time is about what the fuck happens to our identity and where is it gonna go, because our